Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Got this really polite request to make a video. Dennis Rudman writes, will you make video for ex-football player dying 3 or 4 days ago? Or that doesn't go with your bullshit numbers. And I guess Dennis Rudman hasn't been watching my podcast because I've talked about this man's death in 2 of them in the past week. And just to talk about it again, everyone should know this. This man was reportedly in a plane that disappeared, and it's believed he and the other people on the plane are dead. The plane crashed January 21st, 2019. At least that's what's believed. And what's interesting about the date that the plane disappeared is it was the 83rd day of this man's age, the star football player who was aboard. Of course, 83 is this number that has a lot to do with football and murder. And in fact, the podcast I did before this news emerged, I talked about how earlier in this same day, January 21st, please watch my podcast from January 21st, I thought it was interesting that there was the death of a former Argentine football player at age 83. And the reason I thought that was curious, most people won't question the death of an 83-year-old, is because the Argentine football player who died, his name was Pedro Manfredini, which equals 83, like football, like murder. And then lo and behold, later that same day, we get the story about the disappearance of this Argentine football player. In the case of the younger man, January 21st, the day his plane disappeared, can be written 21/1 like 211. Look at the football player's full name, which is Emiliano Sala Tafarel. Gematria of 211 going with the date. And that date, January 21st, can also be written 1/21 like 121. Blood sacrifice 121. So again, if you follow my work, you will see just how relevant it is. You watch a video one day, it's not much longer that you have to wait to see how that same pattern persists. Again, go watch my podcast from early January 21st where I talk about this. And what I point out in the podcast, I say if you scroll through Wikipedia's page that keeps track of deaths by the date, you'll be amazed at how many former football players have already died at age 83 this year. This isn't the only one. Notice also what's written here. The plane, a single turbine Piper Malibu, was flying to Cardiff from Nantes in northern France when it disappeared from radar near the Channel Islands just before 8:30 p.m. local time. 8:30? 83? 83. Again, that song Murder by Numbers came out in the year 1983. It's about how killing people's as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. So, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Sadly, we'll be back before long with more of the same type of news because this stuff goes on every single day in this sick world. If you want to learn more about this, please pick up my book. It's linked in the description of every video. Just $5. The book's 800 pages long. The longest chapter in the book is called Murder by Numbers. That chapter is a book within a book. The chapter alone is over 150 pages long. You can see just how many people have been killed by this same pattern. Until next time.